Come on, is the good shit next? Jerry, you're just holding us back now.
Yeah, this is the end of the show. That's it. That's all there was.
Okay,
that's all there was.
That's it.
It was
That's
just
all there was. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for listening to our episode. Nah, fuck that shit. Okay, let's talk about what stole the show. What was it? Was it
Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade.
It's coming.
That is it, and it's.
Why did I get more excited?
It's semi-free, isn't it? It's like
kinda.
If you have the
doesn't matter, take all my money.
Take my money.
You get this PS5 upgrade.
Yeah. If you have it.
That to be honest, I'm way more excited for that feature than I am for the extra kind of chapter. But the extra chapter, well, why not? I'm going to replay the fucking thing anyway with the new update.
I was like, give me another reason to replay this game. No problem. Sure. Let's do it. Actually, I replayed VII Remake on the PS5 not that long ago.
Same.
And I don't know what it was, but I still fucking really enjoyed the game. It's still my favorite game from last year. Mm-hmm. But it looked worse than it ever did on my PS4. And I don't know why, right? Like, it looked way worse. It looked like a PS3 game. And I was able to just look past it because I really enjoyed the gameplay and everything. But it looked really... And I had HDR on and everything. And then I had it off. And it seemed to make note. It looked way worse than any other time I played it on the PS4, where I was like, oh, this looks amazing. And then I was like, do I just have... Like, have I been looking at this with, like, did I just think it looked good? Like, I couldn't remember. And then when I rewatched... Because I rewatched one of our older episodes where we had gameplay footage in it. And I was like, no, that looks really good. So what the fuck is going on? So now that there's a PS5 upgrade, I'm like, oh, thank fuck. This is going to look great now.
Mine looked the exact same as what it did on PS4. And I was playing on PS5.
I don't know what it was.
That was weird.
Likely, I don't know. When you were playing it, Chris, initially, did you have your 4K TV at that point?
Yeah, I mean, it was... same TV. Yeah.
Did you not
I don't know what it was.
Oh, right, okay.
No, same TV. So yeah, it was fucking. I found it weird, but anyway, I'm really excited. I think we all knew this was coming though.
What?
Well, not here, but I knew it was.
I didn't know it was gonna be a state of play. No, I didn't know.
Yeah.
No, sorry.
PS5 upgrade. Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering what was taking them so long to.
In terms of state of play, I'd kind of lost hope.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is a write-off. And then and then as soon as I saw the train, and I was like, you know what? If this is just a trailer to like buy on PS4 again, I just like, well, hey, let's do it again. I can't wait to play this game again on PS4.
What?
Photo mode.
Yes, like okay, that was where I was like, thank you.
This is the shit.
This is what I want. I want photo mode. What bit? Are you like what moment in Final Fantasy VII Remake are you most looking forward to seeing with the PS5 upgrade?
Honestly?
Mm-hmm. Come on, the opening.
No. The apartment door.
The apartment door?
I want to see that fucking door. I want to see how good it looks.
Yeah, for me it's like just being able to... Well, I suppose any moment where you're able to see Midgar in the distance, whether you're up on top looking down, or something like that. It looked from the stream at least that has been greatly improved. So and just being in Sector 7 slums and just looking up,
even up, and the definition on like the steel plates,
like that. Because that just really took me out of it originally a little bit.
Yeah,
because everyone else looked amazing. I couldn't believe they had and improved lighting. I'm like, what? How can you improve that lighting? That honestly had the best lighting of every game last year.
Where you would have called bullshit as if it went improved music. You'd be like, oh, now I know you're.
yeah.
Now I know you're pulling the wool over my eyes. I mean, I can't wait to replay it.
The loading, holy shit, the loading.
The loading, fucking ridiculous.
Yeah,
June 10th.
Oh, that's
coming.
That's long.
And if you upgrade, you can carry over your save file. So you can still jump in wherever you want, basically. Like, I would do the full game again, because you don't want to experience the whole thing in one go, surely.
Mm-hmm.
But Man, I can't fucking wait. That's great. It was such a good idea. I'm surprised that well, you see, it's state of play, right?
Yeah.
But they haven't mentioned yet what the fuck is going on with the PC version, which will also obviously be that Intergrade version, because the PlayStation exclusivity ends in March or in April. It was a 1-year exclusivity.
Yeah, it's pretty weird that there's been no
mention that PC version.
About. Is it PC? Is that what's coming to?
Well, people feel fairly confident that it's going to come to PC. Most Final Fantasy games do end up on PC. It's questionable whether Xbox will get a copy.
Yeah, I think
I feel like Xbox won't.
Yeah, I feel like it probably won't either. Just yeah.
I think PC definitely will.
Yeah.
Like 100%. It's just a case people just keep talking about where is that PC version? When's it coming?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think it's only a matter of time. I am surprised. I am surprised why they didn't show this at their concert, which is where originally they talked about their big announcements, and then they never showed anything. And everyone was like, "What happened there?" Everyone was tuned in, waiting for it. Everyone was ready to make a video about it, and then it never happened. And there was follow-up videos going, "Well, guys, nothing to report." Pretty bummed out, to be honest.
Yeah, a little weird, actually.
People actually bought tickets to watch the concert for those announcements, so that they could be the first to talk about it and stuff.
No.
Because I watched back a lot of those videos.
Yeah.
And they were it was a cool concert for sure. It was great, but there wasn't even a mention of why they didn't even And then the next day, just radio silence, nothing. So
I think that the final kind of PlayStation announcement then would have been the PS Plus game announcements.
Yeah.
So Final Fantasy VII Remake is coming to PS Plus, and
I can't believe that.
That's unbelievable. It's a year in its year anniversary. It's free.
Giving it to you. What the hell?
Part of the subscription, but
I can't believe they're doing that.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that either. And
why are they doing that?
It's hard to know whether or not, though, if you have that version.
It won't. I looked into that.
Okay,
it won't.
So you don't get the PS5 upgrade.
Yeah, no, you don't get the PS5
Yeah, so if you get the PS Plus game,
yeah,
it won't upgrade. But maybe if you enjoy that so much, because if you're paying for PS Plus anyway, right? Essentially, it's I know you do pay a subscription fee, but essentially you're getting Final Fantasy VII Remake for, free or for a fraction of the price.
Yeah.
If you enjoy it enough when you're playing it, maybe you'll be like, you know what? No, I'm invested. I'm gonna pay for the PS5 version now. I wanna play it. You know what I mean? It would have been a terrible idea for them to let you upgrade from
But that must be a record, though. I can't think of a single game.
No.
That after 1 year it came to PS Plus.
Oh, it's mad.
I mean, there's been a few games that launch with PS Plus.
Soulstorm is,
Yeah, well, they were kind of lower tier, I guess. In turn, I mean, this is a Game of the Year contender. You know?
Right. Yeah.
That's madness.
Yeah. It is crazy. Well, okay, let's put it this way: The Last of Us Part 2 won't be a PS Plus game this year. Later on the year.
Jesus, will it even?
Never, probably. No,
yeah, probably not.
Well, maybe eventually, 4 years time, it might. You know what I mean? When we've moved well on from it. But yeah, that it was just fucking nuts. But maybe we should talk about the extra content. Which is,
sure thing.
Who
That's the end of State of Play. That's the end of State of Play.
No. There's extra content in that.
Oh, in the PS Plus.
Yeah, Yuffie.
Yeah, in the Intergrade, Adam. What the fuck?
Apologies. Sorry, I was just so hyped about photo mode, I forgot about Yuffie.
So, who was? Okay, first of all, did you think that we were going to get DLC for 7?
Not really. I did, because honestly, I was a bit it doesn't really need any DLC.
Right.
It's a fairly finished product. So if it did, I was a bit maybe some extra summons or something. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Then seeing Yuffie, and I was like, oh my god, we're getting Yuffie. We get to play as Yuffie and get to see what she's like, the new version. And somehow they hit the nail on the head. That's what she sounds like in my head when I read her voices in the fucking original. Son of a bitches.
I actually thought, here was my big brain theory. I knew a PS5 version was coming, and I thought it would have extra content. And the extra content that I thought it would have was possibly an extra mission where you play as Tifa after Cloud went missing in her lead up to the Don Corneo thing. I actually, because there was talks before of them making a mission there for that, and they just never finished it. So then I thought maybe now they'll have the time to finish it and they'll pop that in as extra content. And I thought they might make Red 13 playable so that you get an experience of what Red 13 plays like, because he's obviously I feel like what I thought was that he's the first character they need to figure out for the next one, because he's with your party now from the beginning. So so I thought, I was like, I hope they show that. I'm so excited for that. And then they showed fucking Yuffie, and I was like, wait, what? What are you doing? Why is Yuffie here? What are you doing? I thought this would be like a secret, right? Like she's going to show up and steal your materia and a boss fight with Yuffie. What are you doing? Why are you showing Yuffie? What's going on? Why is she here? What's going on? Are we going to get a DLC at some point before we get the next remake where we get to play as each of the other party members? Is that what you're doing? And are you just starting with Yuffie?
That thought crossed my mind. And I like that it's said as well during that bit when Cloud goes missing as well.
It is. I noticed that.
Yeah. I also noticed something else, but we'll get Adam's thoughts first before I notice the other thing. But I think the gameplay looks really fluidly awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite interesting to see it like doing the DLC. It kind of opens up that possibly that's how they're going to handle a lot of the, I suppose, side questy stuff that is in the main story. Like you could probably streamline the main story from here on out.
Yeah.
But they could now still tell those tales in this manner.
Right.
Bringing Yuffie in at this early, there's obviously a reason for that, I imagine. Perhaps, are they going to keep it as she still becomes an optional member? Maybe they just want to give you an opportunity. No
way. That would be crazy. Why would you bother do that?
Yeah. But it's just why bring her in then this early.
But it's like okay, would you put the resources into creating and like getting a voice actor and everything for a character like that and make them an optional party member? You just wouldn't. Like Yuffie and Vincent are at this point staples. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Vincent's definitely going to be there. There's no way you're not going to have Vincent.
The only reason they were optional in the original, which I still can't make sense of, but they always bring it up to go, oh, it's because of time constraints. I was like, surely, because now you have to program if they're there and if they're not. Why wouldn't you just put them in? Like, so they said for time constraint reasons, they made those characters optional, which I can't wrap my head around at all. No, I know, I don't get it. But I think this time around, there's no way they're optional. No way. Yuffie looks like a lot of fun to play as.
Yeah. But honestly, I still am more blown away by just the PS5 upgrade. That it's like, yeah, this is great, but I've already peaked in terms of excitement.
Yeah. It's like, it doesn't really matter what you show me. I'm just happy to get photo mode.
Yeah. I'm happy to look at like some beautiful skylines with Aerith. That's all I want.
That's all I want. Eric, what was the other thing?
Are the flowers going to look better? Are the flowers going to look better in Eric's garden?
Can the flowers look better? That's the real question. What will the Tonberry look like?
Oh, fuck. It's like real life. That's exactly what they look like.
That's exactly how I pictured them. What are you doing? Midgar looks just like that.
What are you doing?
Eric, what was the other thing you noticed?
Okay, so actually two things that we were talking about Yuffie. So one of them was, is Yuffie in Midgar because of Final Fantasy VII Remake's ending? So therefore it's now showing us things are different.
Right. Okay, let's start with that one.
Okay. All right, let's do it.
I think at the time that she's there, this is just my theory, with the timing of where it is, no. I don't think so, because it looks like she's there at a point in the story that's well before the end of the game. I know.
True. Yeah.
It could be that if maybe it went back, but I feel like they're just playing into the whole Wutai Shinra war thing. They're setting that up even more and more. And also, you can meet Yuffie on that first continent when you leave Midgar.
Yeah.
As soon as you go through the Mithra mines, any forest in the world will randomly bring up Yuffie.
Yeah.
So, in a sense, she's supposedly on that continent during that part of the game. So they're just deciding that while you're in Midgar, she's actually doing espionage in Midgar as well. You still won't meet her till you're out in the real world, probably.
Yeah.
You know?
I just a thought that crossed my head.
Yeah.
The other thing was, thank God I played Dirge of Cerberus, just so I could understand the end of that fucking trailer.
So that, that's the thing I was gonna bring. So that is Deep Ground then.
That was that was Vice at the end.
Yeah. So I was a bit like, that's really cool that I know who they are because I spent fucking too long playing that shit game.
That's quite interesting that they're like
very interesting.
Yeah.
You know, so are they roping in essentially the compilation into this remake?
Definitely.
And like constructing it in a much more coherent story as opposed to just like fucking random shit happening.
Yeah.
Like,
and will be, but depending on how it lines up timeline wise, like maybe you will kill Vice as a final boss in this DLC thing.
Yeah.
And because at the end of it he doesn't have to live, and Deep Ground maybe never happens in the future.
Possibly. Yeah.
Spoilers.
Well, it's interesting. Like, I mean, like now Remake is not just the main game. Remake is the entirety of the comp. Could the Advent Children be a DLC at some point? You know what I mean? Like, is that a moment that could end up happening?
I think it's very possible.
Not as a sequel, but just as a side quest.
I think it's very possible that we will see Kadaj, Laz, and Yazoo in one of these games.
That would be fucking cool fight.
Oh, boy. Cool fight. Imagine they got the original voice actors for it. Because I know, well, actually, they probably wouldn't.
They wouldn't.
They wouldn't in this case, no, just because they've been giving everyone a bit of like fresh life in this particular project. I will say that I was a little bit worried when I saw this trailer with Yuffie, the way she's behaving, right? Which is like, it's bang on, right? She's like the most anime character of the party, right? Yeah. So it's bang on. And she's always going to be a bit like that. But it's like, I was like, oh, well, there's that crazy dialogue that people just don't say and they don't talk like that. But then I had that thought on one of the trailers for the remake anyway, with the way they cut, certain scenes. Like, it's like they showed all of the really cheesy scenes in one trailer where they had like Jesse and Biggs and Wedge and Roach, and it was just like, oh god, what is this game going to be like? And then I played the actual thing and it was like, this is the most like bearable voice acted Japanese game I've ever played. This is actually really, really good. So bearing that in mind, that the trailer could be slightly misleading as to what the levels of slight cringe could be, I'm just like, you know what? Have a bit of faith in what these guys have done so far, because like the remake was fucking phenomenal. I also think that guy, whoever her partner is, right, which looks like he fights in battle with you, so you can obviously take control of him, I imagine, during battle. Mm-hmm. There's a certain character they couldn't introduce yet. But what they could do through this character is figure out their moveset.
Sid?
No. Yeah.
Sid.
This guy had like a big spear thing, and in it does a move that Sid did in Advent Children.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Where he launches it. I feel like they're taking an opportunity that with a different character, not totally figured out, but figure out some of like, it's like, okay, let's figure out Yuffie and let's figure out Sid. Even though we don't have Sid, we could figure out his like moveset. We could also figure out how characters interact with each other in combat, so that later on down the line, when we've got more party members, the way they could like link up attacks and shit.
Especially
that's something that stuck out to me.
Doing Advent Children as a game,
right?
Right? Because
is that happening? Do we need to? Will we branch off to the fuck?
Yeah, we'll segue that. Like, why did we bother talking about State of Play?
More Final Fantasy shit. All right. Okay.
Oh, it's
so
Final Fantasy.
So okay, they finished off State of Play with Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade.
Yeah.
You'll all be fucking getting. Yes! And then you get off State of Play and you realize all over Twitter and all over Facebook, Square Enix have just fucking hit the world with, check this out, we're dropping the soundtrack. Check this out, we're dropping some mobile games. And you're like, what the fuck is going on? Check this out, here's some key art. What the hell is happening? So,
okay, so there was... everyone gets a car.
Yeah.
I'm giving us stuff.
And you get one, and you get one. Okay, so there was 2 mobile games. Let's start with the less interesting one, and then let's end on the interesting one.
Yeah, that was a weird one, wasn't it?
Right?
Yeah.
Like, what's it called?
The
First Soldier.
Do you remember a little while ago, I think we did talk about it, but I don't know if it was in any episode. Square Enix had publicly trademarked 2 titles.
Yes.
There was no mention of this Intergrade thing, so they kept that very secret. But they had publicly trademarked The First Soldier and Ever Crisis, and everyone was like throwing their guesses in, and everyone got it wrong as to what that could be. And The First Soldier, everyone figured is like, right, that has to be Sephiroth, and it has to be, I don't know, could it be a DLC where you play as a younger Sephiroth, or could it be the name of the next game because you're hunting Sephiroth? And you're going to get the whole Nibelheim flashback shit, and it's all going to center around Sephiroth, right? So maybe The First Soldier is going to be the title. I'm kind of glad it's not, because it wouldn't be a very good or compelling title to something like that. But anyway, I don't think anyone imagined that it was going to be a battle royale game. What the hell?
It feels really out of character for Final Fantasy. Like, this is such an obvious, like, okay, we just need to make money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Final Fantasy VII Remake obviously was, you know, the way they shifted. They had to shift like halfway through development and stuff like that. Switch team, switch engine. I'd say they spent a lot of money on that game, and I imagine it did well, but probably we're still not earning. Like, they probably did really well, but they spent more than what they needed to because of that switch,
Exactly.
I'd say.
That and possibly that their next projects are going to be so demanding of exploring old content that they need as much money as well, just in case.
So it looks as though they just took like the game engine and said, well, what can we do with this? Like, we already have all the assets, we already have all the models and characters done. Like, what can we do? It's like, just slap some Fortnite on it and just sell it. Okay.
Yeah. It's a weird idea.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be for me. Maybe some people are excited about it, or some people find it fun, but that wouldn't be for me at all.
I think it's weird, and I've seen it. A few other people are like this with both of the titles, actually, because they're both mobile games.
Yeah.
People are a bit like, why mobile? Why not just put it on console?
I don't get mobile for this one. The other one, I don't have any problems with it being mobile.
I don't.
But this one in particular, there's no other reason to make this mobile other than to make a buttload of money. That is the only reason. This is such an obvious, we need money, please. Like, honestly, they might as well just set up a Kickstarter. Like, and it's like,
I'd support him. I'd fucking support the shit out of it.
Yeah. But it's the equivalent. Like, it is the equivalent. It's
right.
You know, mobile gaming makes way more money than console gaming. Just hands down. It just does. And especially in Asia, Japan, etc.
Yeah.
I'd say Final Fantasy VII Remake is actually for the Western market, and these two are for the Asian market.
Do you know what? You're probably right. Like, Final Fantasy VII is obviously hugely popular in Asia, but I feel like all the Final Fantasies are, and that's one of those ones where, like, they could be like, I don't know why you guys like this one so much. Like, we like it too, but, like, you know, there's loads of great games. Whereas, like, over in the West, it was just the one that just exploded. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I think you're probably right. Like, I think 7 Remake was way more impactful. I don't know, you see. We don't really get a lot
don't have the numbers.
No, we don't get a lot of, like, coverage of, like,
the market of each country or each region.
when it's shown off at like E3 or something like that, like that's a Western audience. So that's the kind of reaction that we're gauging anyway. So it's hard to know, but I do think the 7 remake was like nearly geared at a Western audience, even just in the way it's presented and produced. It kind of felt that way. Like it felt a touch different to the likes of say Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, First Soldier, not for me, but sure. I mean, sure. You know, if someone likes it, there you go.
Looks like fun, and some of how they utilize some of the abilities was kind of interesting.
Cool
like
seeing summons.
That's cool seeing summons, but they also I think someone cast like Aeroga and created like this whirlwind, then jumped, and then it boosted him onto the rooftop, and I was like, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna play this game, but it was kind of cool, like seeing people then use these spells and summons and weapons in a tactical way. It's weird, though. It is weird.
Now, as for the other one,
I don't believe that. That was better than all of State of Play.
That should be that's the biggest fucking deal ever. I watched that. Okay, so first as they were doing it, I was like, "What? You couldn't kidding me? I could play Final Fantasy 7 again."
Yeah.
Another way, like how fucking lucky am I that I live in a world where my favorite game keeps getting remade or remastered on every possible console. Like I already have it on this phone, on another phone, on this fucking little PlayStation console, on that PlayStation console, on another PlayStation console. I get a remake of the remake, and I'm getting another remake. What? Like, what?
I think firstly, yeah. So like this Final Fantasy 7 Ever Crisis, and it's like, replay. I can't remember what I said, but it's basically like play Final Fantasy 7 again. Basically, is what I said. To summarize, it's just said, "Do you want to play Final Fantasy 7 again?"
And I said,
"Here you go."
Yeah, I do.
What I fucking loved about it was that it's like similar to the Abe's Oddworld Soulstorm. It's like it's the classic game.
Yes.
With like these upgraded graphics, but it's still top down.
So,
but then you go into battle mode, and it's the fire with what?
Right. So what they've done is they have made the game that anyone who didn't like, you know, the way some people did actually want the new remake to play like the old game, but just updated graphics. That's what they wanted, right? Yeah. So for this game, they've got choppy, kind of cartoony graphics in replacement for polygons.
Yeah.
And then when it goes into turn-based, where in the original it always looks a bit better and better 3D models, they've got the fucking graphics from the remake, but it's still turn-based battle. It's a turn... What the fuck is going on? How did they do this? How are they making this? But it's not just that.
It is episodic, so it's not the whole thing.
Yeah.
It is episodic, so it's probably just Midgar sequence. Interestingly enough, when they were showing that gameplay, Aerith was with you at a point when Aerith was originally, which has caught people's attention, because I was reading the comments to it, so that's where I kind of found out people weren't particularly happy with it being on mobile. I suppose that's probably just a mobile thing, because it's like, oh look, you have Aerith with you. Oh look, select your team sort of thing, maybe.
I think it's just for demonstration purposes.
Yeah, I hope could be, because either way,
the story.
Graphics. My phone is going to fucking die playing that game, and it will be a worthy sacrifice.
That's coming next year. I am getting that.
I highly doubt your phone can play it. I'm gonna be honest.
You need to buy a new phone.
Buy a new phone.
I reckon it sounds like it is going to be episodic. It sounds like the first episode will be free, and then you pay for the rest.
Yeah, that's the only. Yeah, that would be my only concern with this, because it was like, okay, if it was just Final Fantasy VII, right? It's like, okay, how much would the episodes be? Maybe it would run you up to 90, 100 quid, maybe, because I can imagine the episodes costing quite a bit, and it's just probably going to be a lot.
Maybe even like 15 quid a pop or 12 quid a pop, right?
Possibly. But it's not just that.
No.
It's the entire compilation, which I was like, how?
How are they doing this?
How? Like, how? I get to play, like, Crisis Core in a way that it was never experienced before. Like, in a proper Final Fantasy manner.
Yeah, not just that. So they're remaking Dirge of Cerberus in this style. They're remaking Before Crisis in this style. What the fuck is Advent Children? Advent Children was there. do you play the events of Advent Children in this stuff? What is happening? And why is it only a mobile? This is like a huge event. This is crazy.
Well, that's the thing with it. Like, it's like, why is it only mobile? But that's why it's like, I mean, yeah, everyone's got a fucking phone on them. You know what I mean?
know, right? It's
So
accessible to everyone.
Yeah, everyone can now play this, and obviously in Asia, like mobile gaming is dominating.
Yeah.
Over anything else, that's dominating. And unlike the other one, which the Battle Royale, I think is too complicated for phones because of the amount of controls. This is just going to be literally tap 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 tap. Like, I mean, we've got Final Fantasy VII available on mobile already. So in terms of gameplay, it's going to be easy, and it's going to be with you everywhere you go.
I have found turn-based RPGs work really well as mobile games, so I am so okay with this. Like, this really works for me. Plus, there's like, you can nowadays with a modern phone, you can, like, if you want to play, if you feel like this game should be a console, right? And it's not like, if it was console, I would be really thrilled too. So like, I would be with you. But you can connect your controller to the phone and cast your phone to the TV and turn your phone into the console and play that game up on the screen. Because I've done that. I did that with Final Fantasy VI and played that for a while, and it worked really, really well. So you can do that. It takes a little bit of time, but
the thing that has me a bit like
right,
is that like I'm sure on Android as well, there's going to be like really, really great like kind of workarounds, because you can do some amazing stuff with Android with little kind of Android boxes and stuff like that. So you could possibly make a little console that's exclusively just a Final Fantasy machine. But one of the latest like updates to the iPhone and Mac side of things is that the Mac, some of the newer Macs, for example, are able to play iOS games.
Oh,
so you can play that's on thing. But if it was on Apple TV as well, because technically it's an iOS thing.
Yeah.
You could then play it up on the big screen with that. So having it on mobile, iOS and Android, depends on what they do. They might end up like restricting it to the phone, which I highly doubt they will.
Yeah, I doubt it.
There are still lots of opportunities to play it in literally any location you want, because you can get Android boxes, you can get Apple TVs and stuff like that. There's ways that you can get it anywhere and continue it as well. So you could play it on your phone, you could play it on the TV, you could play it on your tablet, with a controller, without a controller, whatever way you want. Like, fucking hell.
I seen some people actually in the comments saying that they wouldn't mind it going to Switch, or they would like it to go to Switch.
Yeah, that one.
I would like that.
I'd like that. It would work well on Switch. I think that would be good. I'd be okay with that.
That's weird to me. Because the Switch was already outdated when it launched.
Right. No, I'm just saying that, like, I'm not saying go exclusively to Switch.
No, I mean at all. I think launching on the Switch, like, yes, it could handle it, but it'll probably be like they'd have to really degrade the thing. And considering this is coming out next year, and then by the time we actually get a playable version of like Crisis Core or Adventure, and like this is easily a 10-year plan in terms of like when are you actually going to get to the end of this content, right? You know what I mean?
Do you want to hear my concern?
Go on in.
That came after my excitement for all of this.
Go on in.
Okay, so you've made a huge promise.
Yeah.
A huge promise.
Yeah.
Like not just one game, like massive.
Yeah.
And you've said it's going to be episodic. I don't think they're going to finish it. I think
they will.
At some point, the interest will drop. At some point, like it depends. Like, are they going to do all of 7 and then all of Crisis Core, say, and then, or will they do like an episode of 7, an episode of Crisis Core, an episode, and keep going? Like, I don't know, but I have a concern. Yeah. I hope they do. I'm really excited for it. I was stoked when I saw it. It was one of the coolest things I've seen in a long fucking time. I was like, this is so cool. Yeah. Another remake in another style, like fucking wow. And it's probably going to have the reorchestrated music just because of the style, like that they're using the remake footage for the combat. So it's probably going to have like the newer music. But I would be a little bit concerned about whether this project sees the end, whether it actually gets finished.
See, the way I kind of look at it
Yeah.
I think the way they're probably doing it is, well, yeah, it's another way to make money, and it's another way to get money constantly. You keep going with it, and as long as people keep buying it, like obviously it's gonna do well.
Yeah.
But it totally makes sense to me now why they're using Unreal Engine. Because they're probably already planning. They make their bit, right? Like they're probably the mobile game. They probably already have a lot of that in front of them because that's their map. They're making it like that. It's just Unreal Engine shrunken down.
Right.
And it's like they're doing their little, like, they're planning out the game, right? And they probably are already planning it like the original, just to see, like, top down and seeing, all right, if we go in here, but if we go in there, like, can we restructure this, right? And developing it with Unreal Engine and stuff like that. And they can scale it up and scale it down, right? That's why they're able to do such a great, like, remaster on PS5, and that's why they're able to get it on mobile for the kind of Fortnite style game.
Yeah.
This is the same engine, you just swap it over, scale it up, scale it down. So I think this is essentially their, like, plan of the remake game, and they've just decided to package it and sell it also.
You think so?
I feel like it. Yeah, I feel like this.
The way you're talking about it almost sounds like, Kevin Feige with the MCU. This is the Final Fantasy VII game universe.
Yeah.
Wait, see, that's the thing. This is essentially like they've just. I'm flashing back to, like, was it 2005 when they just came out with all this extra compilation shit for. This is just more like they're just expanding on the Final Fantasy VII compilation with more and more stuff.
Yeah, that's what I really like about this. Is like, it's like, okay, you've now allowed me the opportunity to finally play all of Final Fantasy VII, because I couldn't. My Crisis Core is stuck on a machine that I can't fucking play anymore.
Yeah.
Because the battery's gone and it's all this kind of stuff. And you can't get Crisis Core in any other way other than UMD. Unless, of course, you go down the illegal road. But officially, you cannot get Crisis Core like on the Vita or anything like that. If I want to play Dirge of Cerberus, it's incredibly painful because it's shit.
Yeah.
And if I want to watch, Advent Children is the only one that's fine.
Yeah.
Cannot play Before Crisis because it was never launched outside of Japan.
No, yeah. So there's loads of shit
another mobile
that we
game.
don't know. Yeah.
But now they're like, okay, here you go. We're gonna do you all a favor.
Thanks, guys.
Really
appreciate it. It's fucking crazy.
Mental.
Like,
so good.
I can't help but have those little concerns just because, like, it's such a huge fucking, like, promise. At the same time, because I'm like, hold on now. Hold on. Why you work on the remake? What's going on? Like, obviously it's a different team, but I'm just like, why is there so much stuff coming? I'm excited, but fucking calm down.
See, that's the thing. Like, I actually do think it's
they've got like a roadmap. They're roadmapping this shit out.
It's like, as they're making it, they're able to just kind of go shrink and repackage. Like,
there you go.
And then shrink and send that off to the Battle Royale team. It's literally, okay, we've got the same product. It's like, when you go into Lidl and Aldi and you realize they have the same fucking stuff as what's over in Tesco, but it's just like, it's the same product but a different package.
Yeah.
And you're just selling it across 3 different stores. It's like that. I imagine that's what they're doing. So it's actually not much more effort. And this was probably part of their pitch when they decided, instead of canceling the whole project, they were probably like, look, okay, maybe not. Let's just switch our game engine over to Unreal Engine, right? And the big executives are like, are you crazy? Switch the whole thing over? No, I'm canceling it now. But if we do that, if we switch to Unreal Engine, we can repackage it and sell it across mobile in many different ways. Ooh, okay. Money.
Well, do you know what? You know what? You're making a lot of sense. You're probably right. And I will buy it over and over again. Are you kidding me?
Buy it. Absolutely.
Absolutely. But now the question is,
not be able to play it because the phone's shit.
Yeah. The question is, will everyone else? Are you looking forward to either Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis or Final Fantasy VII The First Soldier or anything? And also all the other games that we mentioned. and Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade, the Yuffie DLC. Let us know. Get in touch. Let us know which games you're looking forward to.
Knockout City.
Yeah, Knockout fucking City. You knocked it out of the park. Yeah. So if you've been watching us on YouTube, jump down in the comments, let us know which games you're looking forward to, and give us your thoughts on all these games and all the announcements and what the hell is going on in Final Fantasy VII world. It's nuts. If you've enjoyed this, maybe give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and click that notification bell so that you know when we're putting out new content. You can also follow our social medias, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at The Brothers Take. Get in touch with us if you've been listening to us on audio platforms as well, just to let us know. Send us a quick message or throw in a comment. Let us know which games you're looking forward to and what your thoughts on all those games are. Thank you very much for listening, everybody. And we'll be back next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.